Yeah, okay. New player circle. So,
Hey man, say man, you already know what I'm gonna say, man. It's your local neighborhood player, Damone Jr. kicking in the Player Circle podcast. We don't try to fit a square into a circle. And hey man, today, man, we got the boy Sus. He no longer with us. And I ain't saying he went to the upper room, but yeah, man. He won't be on No Jumper podcast anymore. And that's crazy. No more No Jumper podcast for Mr. Sus for verbally and physically assaulting. You know what I'm saying? Brandon called in on him, ratted him out, you feel me? And then adding 22 got him the fuck up out of there. Or so they say. I don't know nothing yet. I just read the captions, put that shit in the watch later. It's later. We finna bust down. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer, man. Without any further ado, man, you already know what to do, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get to the video. This is
I have an announcement. Many of you are probably expecting this. As of today, Almighty Suspect will no longer be a host on No Jumper. For anyone who's living in a hole in the ground, there was a confrontation last night between Brandon, a.k.a. Bucci Bear, a.k.a. Dark Brandon, and Almighty Suspect that resulted in both spit flying and a knife being pulled out. Both of these are infractions that I fear we just cannot tolerate as a business. You know, many times over the past couple of years, I've looked back at the Kelpie incident and I have felt like I was a little too lenient. Like, I feel like that incident, even though we managed to skate essentially because we got Kelpie to sign off on suing us, I think it was extremely lenient of us to not fire Sus at that time. And I'm not going to lie, there's been a couple times since then, in particular with the whole Jalise thing, where it really, really felt like he was on the border of attacking her. That got a little scary for me and made me feel like, Jesus Christ, maybe this is not okay. But yeah, I just feel like we just can't tolerate that kind of stuff in here. It's just way over the line. I have nothing against him. I told him I have nothing bad to say about him. I'm not going to come on here and trash him. I'm not going to treat him like a sharp or anything like that. But as a business, the liability associated with having somebody on camera who we have like essentially no assurance is not going to fly off the handle like that. It's just too big of a risk, and it's just not the kind of platform that I want to run at this point. I mean, honestly, the loose cannon situation has been a very bad look for the brand. There's definitely been artists who are just straight up like scared to come here to do interviews because of the fact that they've seen that clip and they just feel like violence is just a normal everyday thing here. So that incident from last night, not a good look. And we just have to take sort of decisive action in order to avoid that. Now, was Brandon instigating? I think that's fair to say. But that being said, instigating with words is one thing. And if maybe this had been brought to me afterwards and it had been said like, oh, look at the way that Brandon was talking to him, blah, blah, blah. Maybe then it would have been a conversation. But the reality is that Sus is the one who got physical with it. And to me, it's an easy decision. If it had been the spit alone or the knife alone, it would have been an easy decision. It being both of them at the same time, it's an easy decision. Now, I will address this narrative that I know that a lot of people are going to probably want to run with, since apparently Flacco ran with it in his video. Lush, do you feel like you're at fault?
Not at all.
what?
like
How the fuck is that Lush?
But I think the whole way it transpired is really unfortunate, and I wish that there is a way that it didn't have to have this result. Like, I understand from a business perspective why, that can't be tolerated, and obviously, especially considering the negative stigma that's already kind of lingering as a result of the loose incident and things like that. But I just, the whole intention when we did when Brandon debated against iHypocrite and subsequently debated against me was to try to give people a variety in the type of content that we have over here. Because I feel like, there's been a consensus that we've been somewhat pigeonholed in certain genres of street rumors and activity, etc. And this is kind of like our attempt to ease our way back into highbrow content, or at least a balance, a variety of content.
I mean, a lot of us watch Jubilees, like one of the most popular channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
I love that kind of content. For me, creating those debates was an easy decision. That being said, I feel like you're trying to pivot away from the fact that you wanted to get Suspect out the paint so bad that you set him up in an environment in which you knew that he would resort to violence because you still hold a lingering animosity towards Suspect because of the way that he
laid you out,
knocked you on your ass.
It's actually quite the opposite. It's me, because if you look at it like this, what is the whole number one talking point of the white nationalists of that he was in
your laugh and laugh and it felt like, oh, okay, this felt like a pile on Brandon, and it kind of felt like okay, is he coming around because y'all enjoy him, or is he coming around because you felt like, let's get one up on Brandon today? And that's why, and I felt like once it was going left, again, not just you, but everybody in the room had a responsibility to.
Hey, shut your fat ass up. I don't like this nigga. Oh, my mama. I don't like this nigga. This nigga, you be gassing so much shit now. Everybody in the room had a responsibility. You had a responsibility to not have these chubby ass sweats on. You got on gauchos. My mama, for them, girl, you got these fucking gauchos on. Fucking Amiri hoodie and fucking gauchos. My mama, I don't. Let's continue the video. Shut your fat ass up, man.
Okay, for example, even before their sit down, but what I told everybody, again, my plan was to come here and say, as a team, we thought it was good to have them sit down and on camera. But since y'all opened up the rabbit hole, I said beforehand, hey, bruh, this will end bad. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And everybody said, no,
which is true. Which is true. Now
I predict everything that happened.
I was on the road, and for the record, in the group chat, I just want to lay out how this went.
Yeah.
It was brought up in the group chat. Adam's not here. Who should we have on the Tuesday show? Yeah. Lush said, let's get Brandon and Suspect together. And then, you might want to scroll up a little bit. You reached out to them, and they both, obviously Brandon was down from the beginning, but I was informed that Suspect was down for it.
And in the debate too, he even brought up the fact that he wanted Suspect and Brandon to sit down.
Who brought that up?
Again, I ain't watching, but you told me that.
Okay. So let's clarify a few things to address to your first point.
Yeah.
As far as from a moderation perspective, could I have done better?
You was laughing hard every time.
It was funny.
Hey, stop trying to compete for King Glazer, all right?
Oh my God, come on, man.
This is already my title.
Sorry.
You don't need to cuff the balls that much, all right? So just grab them.
You got to do that.
Little nails feels great.
I'll let loose, you feel me, and off the ball.
So here's the thing. Number one, could me objectively, when
fuck is they talking about?
Really high standard.
Yeah, we do.
Could I have been a better moderator? Absolutely. Now let's look at some of the things that I was dealing with, the unforeseen. I was not aware of the full extent of the lineup until 2 hours before the podcast. And then, so keep in mind, I'm trying to do multiple things at the same time. Make sure we get good content.
But it's your show. What do you mean you wasn't
hold on.
aware?
I'm towing the line between, because we like conflict. We like arguments. Okay. We like that energy. The whole point of No Jumper is controllable chaos. But when it becomes uncontrollable, that's where motherfuckers got to intervene. Now,
but don't get past that line, though.
Hold on.
I wasn't aware. Why wasn't you aware? It's your show. When Adam isn't here, it's your show.
I am not the producer of the show. I'm the A mic when Adam's not here.
Nigga, it's yours. Okay.
So these conversations regardless, I'm not.
No, if I want for these two people to be here, they're going to be here. I mean, if Adam isn't here, it's your show. Did they?
Well, clearly I don't have that jug because
You
when
do.
I brought 150 people here and they weren't even allowed in the building.
You could have told
That
Josh
kinda
and
shoots
Remo.
that narrative.
Did anybody know Bizarre was coming? I had no idea.
Almost fell off the back of the couch.
Yeah, that's what I was worrying about when I was watching it.
Like, you tried your best. So again, by no means am I saying it's on you. I'm saying
No, you made a whole video with that implication already. Before that, nobody was even thinking that. I get hella inboxes. This is your fault, Lush.
I'm saying,
That's
like, in the
fucked
future,
up.
man, because
Niggas be picking on my nigga Lush, blood. That shit crazy. I ain't used to like Lush, but I be seeing they be picking on that nigga and I don't like bullies, blood. I ain't gonna lie. Shit crazy.
for me, when I look at this scenario, it's not even like a situation of, oh, we didn't know. I told you beforehand this would happen. And I laid down all my reasons why this would happen. And it kind of went ignored. And I'm saying is this, okay? Even with the aspect of your suspect didn't know until the morning.
It's crazy because but there's the thing, he got a new number.
Yeah.
And I guess Josh had been texting his previous number. I didn't know he had a new number.
Yeah.
Josh had been hitting up his previous number, but at the end of the day, it would have been nice for him to know way in advance, but he didn't know, and he ended up
Fuck
showing
all
up
this
regardless.
shit. Let's get to the Brandon phone call. Let's get to the Brandon phone call. Wrap this shit up.
The Brandon slander.
Hey, your master plan worked. How do you feel? Are you proud of yourself? You cost a black man his job?
Yeah, you got him fired, dog. I'm really disappointed with Almighty Suspect. It's like, just like I said, but when I first met you guys, I said you guys failed this man because you guys let him get away with so much that he had to have thought he was invincible. Like he couldn't be, let go. We had a great pod yesterday. We had like almost 7,000 people watching without the white man Adam in the room. That was a victory, right? That was like,
What about the white man Adam?
now
I'm
we're
white.
looking like a necessary evil. But Blush is to blame. Oh, let me stop there. You said I make too many points. Let me stop right there, and then I'll make my next point when you respond to that.
Okay. Oh, wait, what was it? Just basically that you think we gave him too much of a long leash to get away with a bunch of...
You guys gave him enough rope to hang himself, basically.
I think that you are an agent of chaos who came in here and you basically created a scenario in which you knew how he would react in order to get him fired. Those are dirty, dirty tactics, but I can't lie. I respect the gamesmanship of it because you ultimately did accomplish what I think that you wanted to accomplish in the long run, and you didn't have to hit anybody. You didn't have to your situation up. You came in and you were antagonistic enough to someone who you know does not respond well to that sort of thing, and you caused him to get out of pocket and lose his job.
That's not the case because Lush was correct. We've had several conversations, and I told him I see the potential in Suspect as a podcaster, but 3 or 4 years in, he's going to have to start showing it. Be this great, amazing podcaster that you claim to be. If I'm the person, if you have the job that I want, which is his words, why don't you show me why I want that job? And bro, at the end of the day, just showed that he can dish it out, but he can't take it. He was calling me bees the whole episode. So as soon as I
This
start
is
calling
true.
bees back, he flies off the handle. That's not a setup or a plan. That's just being an immature child.
This is true.
Brandon, do you think that you continually bringing the BPS thing though is a bit excessive, considering like that's not really any of the talking?
That's what Jalise was going with too, because both of them recognize that that's something that he's sensitive about, for obvious reasons.
Listen, the reason why it hurt him when I said it was because there was nothing he could physically do to me. He couldn't intimidate me. In Suspect, this was the first conversation you guys have seen that went like a conversation would go if Suspect had this conversation with anyone outside of No Jumper. No Jumper is a control situation where he can dominate because he knows no one's coming up there to fight or do anything. But when he runs into someone who is just as committed to like humiliating him as he is to them, now he can't handle it. So all he had against me was, oh, you're gay, you got little shorts. I ran
Adam's got shorter shorts than you now.
Oh boy.
I said that shit.
TVH.
There you go.
These are long shorts
What's
for the
going
record.
on, girl?
Wait, keep going. Lush wanted to make a bad joke there for a second.
That was on point.
Well, the thing is, Sus leads with this like tough guy, I'll fight people like role. And the problem is, he is exactly who everyone thought he was. You are selectively picking out people who you think you could be. Because when he's in the room with a bunch of gangsters, his energy changes totally. If he's in the room with 4 extras, Brick Baby, and Munchie V, he's not over-talking people like he was being rude, over-talking Bizarre. Like, I wanted to hear what Bizarre had to say. Sus is so ignorant, he's just over-talking the guest, unless you could even admit that.
I would have liked to have heard more from Bizarre.
And I kept saying, we need to let the guests speak. You might think I overtalk, and I do. But when there's someone who's a bigger personality than me in the room, I know how to shut the up and play my role.
No, I feel it. I mean, yeah, honestly, Sus is always was an overtalker and an interrupter and a kind of like get into an argument and then start repeating the same thing over and over and over and over while the other person talks, which is, it's like a clubhouse style of argument, and it doesn't necessarily always end up with the best podcast. But either way, I mean, I'm not trying to kick us back in unnecessarily.
I do
Yeah,
you, Brandon,
This is just facts.
for walking away.
If there's a legend in the room like Bizarre, you got to defer to him and if I ask a question about Detroit, Sus, we don't want to hear about who you know from Detroit. We want to hear his perspective, and that's what that guy doesn't understand. You are not the biggest personality in the room all the time. Relax. And that's where Lush failed as a moderator, plus the person who asked to have this battle. He was too scared of Sus to shut his boy.
Hold on, dickhead. You were the one that wanted this. Hold on, I'm cutting him off. I'm cutting him off.
One mic. Go.
Okay, go.
No mics.
Go ahead.
I'm cutting him off because that's a lie. You asked for this first, player.
Let me ask you a question, Lush. When we were in that debate with Viral Way, did you not hear Viral tell me, hey, shut up, let him get his point across? Did you not hear Viral Way tell me that?
Absolutely.
He's my homie. He could tell me, hey, shut the up, let this dude get his point out. As a homie, you should have more control over Suspect. You should have been like, hey, man, you over talking right now, because that's something that only a homie could say.
Lush can't say that. He doesn't want to get beat up again.
No, to be honest, if you watch the episode back, I literally, I did my best to moderate a 6-person panel.
Lush, he begged you to talk like 4 times. He said, bro, moderate. Can I talk, Lush?
No,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he was already speaking for like 58%, if not more, of the podcast. So, and
58 is such a random number.
I know, right? Like,
is that
I'd say 60.
63, not from 63rd%. Like,
yeah, but also, I do think though that like
when he decided to bring a weapon, it's just like he schemed on this dude to get him fired.
call it to, defend himself.
This costs us.
I mean, yeah.
It's cost us. Make it fair.
But I'm saying I never schemed on this dude to get him fired. Bro got himself fired when he decided to bring a weapon. It's just like the Carmelo Anthony situation.
Just like a murder.
Decided to sneak a weapon past security, you forfeited your job. You couldn't get away with that shit at Walmart. Adam, come on, let's be real.
No doubt. I mean,
How does security like not catch it though? Like, did he go outside after?
well, it's not like they're cavities. Did they even search you guys?
Yeah.
I got
He did his job, Adam. The security did his job. Sus kept getting up, leaving the studio room, and that's when he went out to go get that knife.
Whoa.
To be fair, no, to be fair, he did leave the pod.
Do we know that he didn't hoop it?
Oh.
We don't
Gangster
know.
pocket.
3 knuckles deep.
He was when the camera
Good pocket.
The gangster pocket.
was out the butt.
No shots, but if you hooped it, we can't really blame the security. And you might need to go to the doctor because you're going to die of an infection from the poop knife.
Or even put the poop knife.
Oh, wait, you didn't get stabbed, right?
Or even put it under his foot.
He went out while the security was at the door, watching the studio, the room.
Yeah.
He went out pretending like he's going to the bathroom. And that's when he got the weapon.
I mean, I'm a person with a lot of experience with sneaking knives into places where you're not supposed to have knives because I'm a bitch who doesn't want to have to fight anybody and would rather stab somebody. So there are a variety of ways. You could go with the shoe. You could put it right under your belt buckle so that when they frisk you, they're not going to feel it. There's a lot of options that you have. And then you could always hoop it.
Well, especially he said, but Brandon said it was a Swiss Army knife. That's smallest.
He said he had a
Wait, was it
Swiss
seriously a
Army
Swiss Army
knife.
knife?
It was like a large size Swiss Army knife.
That sounds insane.
Motherfucker had a Swiss Army knife. He had a screwdriver in
It was like a sword?
Security was like laughing at him.
No, it's like
It was that big?
You're gonna stab you with a screwdriver by
a
accident.
large size Swiss Army knife is not big, Flacco.
How big is it?
Stab you with the wine
He
cork
said,
by accident.
Flacco,
Like so many options.
marked ass nigga don't even know what a Swiss Army knife is.
Aside and not trying to overtalk. How good would it be as a boss to say, you know what, I could leave for 2 weeks with my wife, have these guys in the room together, getting 7,000-8,000 views on a live stream, and they're handling it like men when I'm not in the room. That's what we had yesterday. And Suspect let his ego ruin that for everybody. He didn't care about anybody else
You
in
trying
that
to get
moment.
around
Not
your
even
five.
his best friend Lush.
He already
said,
5.
This is about me. It's all about Dotson, my ego. Bro, you won. You got to talk about tiny shorts. You was roasted. Why not just take that victory? The guy's just bipolar or something.
Pinky, what you gonna fire me for? Pinky, what you gonna? Yeah, nigga, you 5. And wrote you 5 too. That shit crazy. Roach ain't get fired in this one. Only only sus. It's crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Dude, was your sus had it been fired? Brandon was making a lot of good talking points. Motherfucker could talk. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Did he provoke that shit? Did he bring it on? No, did he? The shit, like Adam said, though, you spit and pulled out the Swiss Army knife. Did he pull it out like, pull out the screwdriver on accident, then had to pull out the other side? No, did he? And that was a motherfucker Swiss Army knife. That's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Should Lush and Brandon both be gone, or did Lush write this shit himself? Did he write his own book? Did he hang himself? I don't even know if I can say that shit on YouTube guidelines. Did he himself? You've heard me. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Y'all already know what to do, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We back with another one when we got another one in now, man.
Yeah, okay. New player circle. So, get low.